Hello, everybody. My name is Sergio Madrid. I'm with the Mexico State University. I belong to the Special Education Department here at the College of Education. I would like to apologize myself for not being there, but unfortunately, some medical issues won't let me go. Uh, Anyways, I'm so happy to be part of this big global conference. So, in this conference, I'll be talking about special education as a global challenge. And this is from a study we did here at New Mexico State in the US Mexico borderland, talking about intellectual disability and how people, specifically university students, perceive this population. In this presentation, I will be talking about globalization, the US-Mexico border, the social perception, which is my field of interest, and of course, intellectual disability. Well, for the matter of this study, we will say that as intellectual disability is more a matter of learning disability or speech disability in a way that we can have a standard definition. So I won't be focusing on the levels of intellectual disability, but I'll be focusing on individuals who have struggles learning or speech. The globalization is an ongoing process. Started a long time ago in this neoliberal era and is converging economically due to a greater interdependence between nations, between economies. And this is really interesting here in the US Mexico border. We have a laboratory about this, like how one of the biggest and strongest economies in the world faces one of the poorest countries in the world. So the U.S. Mexico border is such a unique place to be. Like for example, right now we have a big immigration process going on. So this is a big problem for both nations, the underdeveloped nation and the developed nation, which is U.S. And but as Bila said, we cannot talk about one Mexico border, but many different Mexico borders. Like this is a really long borderland that goes from one ocean to another for more than 3,000 miles length. So every part of this border is unique. So we will be talking about the Twin Cities borderland, which is El Paso, Juarez, Las Cruces area. So this region is really interesting right now because of this migration is in the focus of the world right now, but there's a lot of other things going on there. And the social perception is how we hypothesize about ourselves and about our environment, about others. So as Baron Barnes said, is an interpretation who is actively, and we are analyzing and remembering and using information for the social world in which we develop interaction. And intellectual disability, like I said before, this is developmental disorder, but I'll be focusing on people with Down syndrome, which is like a really visual uh, part of this intellectual disability. And the methods and materials where we applied a scale, Likert scale for social perceptions towards people with Down syndrome, here at the University of Juarez and in the University of New Mexico State, and then we compare. And the hypothesis said having a mandatory introductory course in special education here in New Mexico State, this had made social perceptions toward this population a little different, a little more compromised. So, well, and the results were after analyzing all the data and going through we applied ANOVA, we applied G-Power and tools like that. And at the end, we found really interesting things like the social perception towards these individuals by the NMSU education students before taking this special introductory course. It was really negative, but after taking this course, it was really positive. And on the other hand, their peers from Mexico, they don't have this kind of course, so they they have a really negative perception at the beginning, and they have a really negative perception in the post test. So in a way, we found out that this kind of materials, this kind of classes really help this social perception towards people with intellectual disability. But unfortunately, we are out of time. So thank you for taking your time and watch this presentation. There's a QR there, so you can just picture that and go ahead and find some more bibliography there. There are really interesting readings for these topics like the borderland, the intellectual disabilities, and of course social perception. So here's my contact information for further questions or whatever comes up to your mind. So I'll be here. This is my office in New Mexico State University. This is my phone, and this is my email. And thank you for everything.